I mean, it's a place where I learn, you know, freeze up a lot. But anyway, it's a place where I could feel normal when I had cancer, you know, and met a lot of great people. And so just lots of memories, you know, mostly good, you know, some memories of losing friends, you know, and then today seeing their siblings here, and just seeing how it lives on, you know, through families. And
what do you remember of Kirby's support and your family's support during that time?
Well, I mean, like I said earlier, you know, I couldn't have made it through without my family. You know, everyone had to sacrifice. My parents, you know, they took time off work. You know, they you know, drove me back and forth to Atlanta. We lived in Bainbridge, which was, you know, 4 hours away from where I was treated. Kirby would have to go, you know, stay with family and friends, and you know, I'm sure he was just as scared as everyone else. I'm sure there were also kids who, you know, had stigma against cancer or thought it was contagious, or I don't know what, you know. But you know, he always supported me. You know, he also never let me off the hook. You know, we never stopped arguing and loving each other. So yeah, we've always been there for each other.
Sorry, to see that support continue today.
Yeah, I mean, it's really been amazing. And I mean, the thing is, you know, today he's, you know, Mr. Head Football Coach, but you don't understand, he's been coming here even before when he was an assistant coach. When he was at Alabama, if I was here working, you know, at camp or volunteering at camp, he would always come through, stop by, sometimes unannounced. I mean, I knew he was coming, but, you know, even before he was working, you know, for Georgia, he would be here.
What can the players take away from a moment like this?
I think, you know, seeing kids who aren't, you know, as able-bodied as them, or you know, just, you know, kids who are struggling. I think when I talk to the players, and I've talked to some of them, or I met some of the players last year when I after camp, and you know, many of them are really, you know, touched by their experiences, you know, meeting the campers, and I think it's a very mutual kind of experience. I think for the kids, it means a lot to meet these guys I see on TV all the time, and to be able to spend time with them and feel like they really have a real connection. Because a lot of these players, you'll see, they'll sit aside and they'll talk to a camper for, you know, 5-10 minutes, as long as they want to talk. So it's great.
And it's not a bunch of walk-ons. I mean, it's Jake, it's, you know, DeAndre Swift, it's everybody.
It's the big guys to the walk-ons, and that's the thing too. Is, you know, some of these campers, I mean, some of them are obviously, you know, sports obsessed, so they know, like, hey, these are the big guys, Jake Fromm, you know, Swift, all those guys. But a lot of the campers just kind of like, you know, having someone who's kind of older in college, like, you know, wearing a jersey, you know, pay attention to them and kind of listen to them. That's, you know, very meaningful. So I mean, you don't have to be a Georgia football player to help out, to volunteer, you know, for camp or, you know, any other thing for kids.
Kirby's the football coach, but you're the famous one around here. That was very obvious. What do you think about that, and just the reaction that the kids have for you too?
Well, most of the kids don't know me because I haven't been a counselor here for a while. I did work at the teen retreat that happens. They have a teen retreat here every fall and every spring, and I was fortunate to be able to work at the teen retreat this past spring. But the funny thing is, you know, my campers are counselors. So, you know, I'm catching up with them. Some of them have kids now, and so it really is kind of a family affair here at Camp Sunshine. And then, you know, people who were my counselors are now, you know, old and gray like me, and are still around. So yeah, it's nice to kind of see all the generations of people who've given to this camp and given to the kids through the years.